Pretty cool.
It's kind of unbelievable that they would consider naming a school after us.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Yes!
It's just so well built.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still not where I want to be.
How much farther do you have?
I don't know.
Why are you
It's
not
a lifelong.
pleased?
There is no goal.
In a surprising turn that has fans scratching their heads, the latest season of HGTV's hit series Hometown left audiences with one major question. Where is Ben Napier? Known as the show's beloved builder with a heart as big as his beard, Ben was noticeably absent from several key scenes in season 7, prompting a flurry of speculation online. Longtime viewers who have come to depend on the soothing rhythm of Ben's hammer and the steady calm of his presence began to voice concern. Was it a creative decision, a personal issue, or something far more serious? Social media threads and Reddit forums lit up as fans pieced together clues, with some wondering whether it signaled the beginning of a bigger change for the series. The speculation wasn't just about screen time, it was about emotional connection. Ben and Erin Napier have become more than just hosts. They're symbols of resilience, tradition, and homegrown values. So when one half of that duo seemed to vanish, it created an emotional void. This wasn't just a showbiz curiosity, it felt personal. After all, Hometown has always thrived on its authenticity. Ben isn't just a personality, he's a carpenter, a father, a husband, and a builder of dreams. Viewers noticed his voiceovers dwindled, his appearances becoming brief and subdued. Some episodes aired with Ben making just a single appearance or none at all. This disruption to the familiar format set off alarm bells. For a program built on the reliability of its stars, this change felt abrupt. The real mystery was not whether Hometown would go on, it clearly would, but whether it could ever feel the same without the comforting presence of its resident builder. The season continued to unfold, but for many, the question lingered louder than any demolition noise. What really happened to Ben Napier? Before he became a household name, Ben Napier was just a small-town guy with big hands in an even bigger heart. Raised in Mississippi by his preacher father Wayne, Ben's early life was steeped in faith, tradition, and a close-knit family atmosphere. He once thought he'd follow in his father's footsteps, even serving as a youth pastor at Laurel First United Methodist Church, but his true calling came through wood, not words. Ben found his purpose in carpentry, where his hands could do the talking. He met Erin in college, and their chemistry sparked both personally and professionally. Together, they returned to their roots in Laurel, Mississippi, long before the cameras ever rolled. There, they quietly started restoring old homes with love, care, and a dedication to preserving history. Their work caught local attention before grabbing national spotlight, eventually evolving into the cultural phenomenon known as Hometown. Ben's appeal comes from his relatability. He's not a celebrity trying to play a craftsman. He's a craftsman who just happens to be on TV. His steady presence, deep voice, and grounded wisdom have made him an anchor for the show. Whether he's installing a vintage mantle or explaining how to properly brace a floor, Ben exudes calm expertise. He doesn't talk at viewers, he invites them in. Fans find reassurance in his authenticity. While many home renovation shows lean on flashy visuals and reality show dramatics, Ben's approach is simple. Preserve what matters, fix what's broken, and always work with heart. It's this ethos that has endeared him to millions. His backstory, filled with real struggles, quiet faith, and enduring love for Erin, only adds to the genuine charm. Ben Napier isn't just the face of Hometown, he's its soul. When Hometown premiered in 2016, no one could have predicted the seismic impact it would have on home renovation television and on the town of Laurel itself. What started as a modest effort by Ben and Erin Napier to breathe life back into their southern hometown quickly snowballed into a national sensation. Viewers, weary of overproduced flip shows and profit-driven real estate dramas, were drawn to something real. They found comfort in the show's heartfelt focus on history, community, and personal connection. Every home renovation felt like a love letter to the past. Erin's calm design instincts and Ben's hands-on craftsmanship created a visual harmony that resonated deeply. But the show's influence didn't stop at the screen. Laurel, once a quiet, overlooked town in Mississippi, began to bloom. Tourism spiked as fans flocked to see the homes in person. Local shops, many of them featured on the show, saw renewed interest. It was a grassroots revival, powered by the couple's sincere mission. Ben and Erin weren't chasing fame. They were pursuing restoration, both structural and emotional. Their store, Laurel Mercantile, became a hub of American-made goods and local artistry, while their Scotsman company highlighted Ben's woodworking mastery. This ripple effect turned a single show into a cultural movement. More than just fixing homes, Hometown inspired people to care about their roots, to honor the past, and to find beauty in the worn and weathered. It reminded America that a fresh start doesn't mean starting over. It means building on what came before. And at the center of it all stood Ben and Erin, quiet revolutionaries wielding hammers and heart. For Ben Napier, carpentry isn't just about nails and lumber, it's about legacy. Taught by his father, Ben learned early on that working with your hands is a kind of sacred act. His first toolbox wasn't just a toy, it was a symbol of trust and a spark that lit a lifelong passion. As the years went by, Ben honed his skills through repetition, curiosity, and respect for the materials. He doesn't just repair wood, he listens to it. He's the kind of craftsman who can walk into a crumbling house and see not just problems, but potential. His design philosophy centers around one idea: preserve the soul of the home. That means keeping original floors, repurposing aged beams, and crafting custom pieces that don't just look good, they feel like they've always belonged. His catchphrases on Hometown, "Let's get the flooring down," or "This mantelpiece fits right here," aren't scripted lines. They're windows into a mind that sees structure as story. Ben approaches each project like a historian with a hammer. Every mail he drives is part of a bigger narrative. What sets him apart is the humility with which he builds. There's no ego in his work, only purpose. And that purpose is to create spaces where people feel grounded, where families can thrive, and where memories can grow. It's a quiet magic, but it's undeniable. Ben Napier doesn't build houses, he resurrects them. The mystery behind Ben Napier's reduced presence in Hometown finally unraveled when the couple revealed that Ben had undergone shoulder surgery in 2023, a decision that had been a long time coming. For years, the wear and tear from intense manual labor had taken a toll on his shoulder, causing persistent pain that he could no longer ignore. The operation was necessary, but it wasn't easy, not physically and certainly not emotionally. Known for being hands-on and deeply involved in every build, Ben suddenly had to take a step back. The recovery period was grueling, not just because of the physical healing required, but because it meant letting go of control and relying on others to carry the weight, literally. Erin took on a greater load behind the scenes, managing both the creative vision and logistical challenges of their projects while supporting Ben through his healing. The production team adjusted to accommodate his absence, but the show inevitably felt different. Fans who had grown accustomed to Ben's steady presence noticed the change immediately. He wasn't climbing ladders, swinging sledgehammers, or offering his usual commentary. Instead, episodes were carefully edited to include him only when necessary and in moments that didn't require physical strain. Erin later admitted in interviews that it was a tough period for both of them. Watching her husband grapple with physical limitations was hard, but it also brought them closer. They leaned on each other not just as business partners, but as a couple navigating uncharted territory. The health scare became a pivotal moment, not just for Ben personally, but for the future of Hometown. It forced a reckoning with sustainability, workload, and the physical toll that years of renovation take on the body. In typical Napier fashion, the couple turned a moment of vulnerability into a testament of strength. The message was clear: even the strongest builders need time to rebuild themselves. Ben Napier's Napier's journey through recovery didn't end with surgery. It marked the beginning of a deeper transformation. While recuperating, Ben was forced to confront another looming concern: his overall health. Years of heavy lifting, long filming days, and a demanding work schedule had contributed to more than just shoulder pain. Doctors expressed concerns about his weight and blood pressure, making it clear that lifestyle changes were no longer optional. Faced with this stark reality, Ben decided to overhaul his daily habits, embarking on a personal mission to prioritize his well-being. He eliminated fatty, processed foods and shifted toward a cleaner diet filled with lean proteins, vegetables, and whole grains. He began walking regularly, eased into light workouts, and, perhaps most difficult of all, learned to slow down. For someone as industrious and physically active as Ben, pacing himself was a challenge. Yet over time, fans began to notice the results. His frame slimmed, his face looked more energized, and his posture more relaxed. Social media buzzed with praise and admiration, with viewers applauding his commitment and transparency. The transformation was not presented as a dramatic before and after, but as a subtle, honest journey toward better health, true to the Napier brand of quiet strength. Erin supported him every step of the way, modifying meals, adjusting shooting schedules, and providing encouragement in ways both big and small. Ben's story became a relatable and motivating example for many, especially those in their 40s and 50s facing similar health wake-up calls. This chapter of his life was less about aesthetics and more about sustainability. For Ben, being healthy meant being present for his daughters, for Erin, and for the countless families whose homes he helps bring to life. His physical transformation served not only as a personal victory, but also as a message of resilience, reminding fans that it's never too late to rebuild from within.
Well, the Napiers have become household names thanks to their nationwide impact. They've always been deeply protective of their personal life, especially when it comes to their daughters. Ben and Erin, who married in 2008 after a whirlwind college romance, made a conscious decision early on to keep their family life private. Their daughters, Helen and Mallory, are rarely seen on social media or in promotional materials. In fact, the couple has stated that their children will not be shown publicly until they graduate from high school, a boundary that was agreed upon with other family members who also have young kids. This firm stance has earned them respect from fans who admire their ability to stay grounded amid growing fame. Erin even managed to keep her pregnancies hidden during filming, no small feat considering the physical and emotional demands of both motherhood and hosting a hit show. Viewers only learned about the births of Helen in 2018 and Mallory in 2021 shortly before or after the events occurred, showcasing just how committed the couple is to keeping certain aspects of their life sacred. Their home is not just a backdrop for the show, it's a sanctuary, a place where fame doesn't intrude. Ben often shares glimpses of their family life through anecdotes, praising Erin's strength and devotion, while Erin writes heartfelt captions about Ben's role as a father. But the posts are never invasive, never exploitative. Instead, they reinforce the message that their real-life love story is the foundation upon which Hometown is built. Their dogs are more likely to appear on camera than their children, and that's entirely by design. In an era where social media often encourages overexposure, the Napiers have carved out a different path, one of intentional living, guarded joy, and purposeful balance. They aren't just building homes for others, they're building a safe, loving world for their own children, and they're doing it on their terms.
Beyond the walls of Laurel, Mississippi, the Napier legacy continues to grow, evolving far beyond the confines of their flagship show. What started as Hometown has now blossomed into an empire of inspiration, with multiple spin-offs and accolades. One of their biggest ventures, Hometown Takeover, launched in 2021 and brought their talents to towns like Wetumpka, Alabama, and Sebring, Florida, transforming not just individual homes, but entire communities. The show expanded their platform and reinforced their commitment to small-town revitalization. Meanwhile, Hometown, Ben's Workshop, gave viewers an intimate look into Ben's passion for woodworking, offering masterful insights and quiet moments of creativity that further endeared him to fans. Each of these extensions carried the same DNA as the original: authenticity, heart, and a reverence for history. But perhaps the most striking recognition came when the University of Mississippi announced plans to build a design and architecture school named in honor of Ben and Erin Napier. Revealed during their interview on The Jennifer Hudson Show, this monumental tribute cements their place not just in television history, but in the broader cultural and educational landscape. The school will stand as a beacon for future generations of designers and builders who want to use their talents to make meaningful change. Through these endeavors, Ben and Erin aren't just changing how people view old houses, they're changing how people think about community, craftsmanship, and purpose. They've proven that design isn't just about aesthetics, it's about soul. Every town they touch becomes a little brighter, every home a little stronger. Their influence reaches beyond the screen into real neighborhoods, real families, and real futures. They are builders in the truest sense, constructing a legacy that will endure far longer than drywall or hardwood floors ever could.